What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. We don't got Eric today, as you can see. I forgot to take the Skype call down. Let me take the Skype call down. There we go. Hopefully everybody's having a good day today. We got 9 games for picks against the spread. We got Blazers versus Cavs. It's the first game to tip off. It will be the first game we pick. Maybe preview that a little bit if we have time, but this is just a chill Blazers Uprise live stream. As far as the post-game show goes for tonight, the game will end around 6:30. We will be late to the post-game show. It'll go live between 8 and 9 p.m., but we still got a post-game show because we always got a post-game show. We do not miss post-game shows, so unfortunately couldn't get anybody else to run it right after the game, but we will have you covered with that post-game show going live about an hour and a half to 2 hours after the game concludes. But we will have the preview right now. And with that being said, let's jump into picks against the spread. I'm going to start throwing the standings up on the intro screen so you guys can just look at them, so you guys can get a feel for them. But chat, you guys are still killing it, 3-3. We had 4 people go above 500 last Monday. That was Arrow, 4-2. 503, Zach, Eric, all 4-2. Everybody else went 500 except for Connor, who was 2-4, and Jackson, who was 1-5 and has been in a slump lately. Another thing you'll notice in these standings is we now have a better record on picking underdogs than favorites. So I think that's something that's intriguing. Everything is still pretty close, except chat, you're running away with it. And as I've said for quite a while now, all these spreads are brought to you by BetUS. If you use the link in the top of the description box below, you'll get a 125% deposit match. That is our Blazers Uprise link. It'll give you a deposit match, so it'll match whatever you deposit up, and it'll give you 125% of it extra. So if you deposit 100, it'll give you $125. If you're picking spreads with chat, you'd be doing really, really well right now because they are 50-29, which is an absolutely phenomenal record. Anyway, we're above 500 as a whole. 11th place is only 3 games below 500, so everybody doing pretty good. Even Steven in last place, 36-43. That's not too bad for last place, so everybody still has a chance in this thing. We'll be giving something away at the end of the year. Last Monday, we went 37-35 as a collective whole. 4-8 on double downs. As a whole, we're 63-57 on double downs. Anyway, game number 1, as I said, is your Portland Trail Blazers heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. The Cavs are a whopping 12-point favorite. Let me pull up the injury report here. We got Underdog Network for injuries. All right. So in this game, out for the Blazers, Ish Wainwright, Anthony Simons, Robert Williams. Out for the Cavs is Dean Wade, Ty Jerome, and Ricky Rubio. All right, so we got Steven going with, believe it or not, the Blazers. I think that's maybe the first time this year he's gone with the Blazers. I am going to go with the Blazers. Whoops, I put Blazers as the home team. Whatever, that's fine. We got Crushables going with the Cavaliers. Chase said he'll be in chat for once, which is cool. So, Chase, if you're here, let me know. He also did send me his picks. Arrow is going with my Portland Trail Blazers. We got Zach going with the Blazers. We got Eric going with the... I gotta pull up so many picks here. Eric going Blazers. We got Trevin going Blazers. Hopefully we have Connor or Jackson in chat. One of the mods, please tag Connor and Jackson. 503 ended up rolling with the, let's see here, Blazers. And Chase sent me 8 of 9 games. He did not send me, okay, picks for this game. Okay, Chase is in chat, though. Chase, let me moderate you. Let me moderate you so you show up. Don't abuse your moderator privileges. Your name will be blue now. He's going Blazers for the vibes. All right. So, chat, you guys are going with the Blazers. 71% of the vote. It's all good, Connor. Just make your pick right now. We got chat Blazers. Mods, please try and remember who the double down favorite is for chat. Javon said he used one of my articles I wrote for 750 the game. By the way, a new one dropped today. He said he used it for his class. He said they were supposed to bring text and determine whether or not it can function as an argument. So, could my text function as an argument, Javon? I want to know the answer to that. Can I get injuries again? Connor, it's Blazers. It's Ant, Ish, Wainwright, and Robert Williams. For the Cavs, it's like nobody notable. It's Dean Wade, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome. Yes, it could. Let's go. My articles can function as an argument. I am such a good arguer. Such a good arguer. Anyway, we don't got Jackson here. Don't got Jackson. Jackson is tired of slumping. He thinks he can beat the slump by not showing up, but it doesn't really work that way. Connor is not going to leave Crushables alone on an island, though. He's going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, game number 2. You got the Knicks hosting the Pistons. The Knicks are a whopping 14.5-point home favorite. The money line, they're negative 1,000 because the Pistons have lost every game in November so far. They'll try and win a game in November today. Otherwise, it's an O for month. Let me type in the chat poll, then I will read your injuries. By the way, if anybody is new to picks against the spread, the Knicks have to win by 14.5 or more. Obviously, you can't score half a point, so they have to win by 15 or more to be the right pick. If they don't win by 15 or more, then Detroit's the right pick. Is how spread lines work. This is the biggest spread I think we've had all season. There's your injuries, chat. Out for the Pistons is Bojan Bogdanovic, who's supposed to return soon, Joe Harris and Monte Morris. And for the Knicks, Ryan Archipelago, Connor's favorite person, a.k.a. Ryan Arcidiacono. Connor has a jersey of him. He's probable to play for the New York Knicks because they just pick up Villanova players. That's basically all they do. We got Knicks for 503. I'm going to just take the points and go with the Pistons in this one. Steven is going with the Knicks. We got Crushables going with the Knicks. We got Trevin going Knicks. We got Mr. Hoopsjock going with the Pistons. So me and Eric going Pistons. All right, so everybody else should be in chat except for freaking Jackson. Pistons for Chase. Pistons for Aeromancer. It's nice to have one of our podcast hosts here. We got Knicks for Zach. Connor, I think so. Yeah, there's been like a 20-game losing streak before. I think it was the Process Sixers. Anyway, Connor, let me know your pick. Connor is going with the points and the Pistons in this one. And chat is going with the Knicks because, chat, you love yourself a favorite. All right, Knicks for chat. And still no Jackson. Somebody in the mod chat tag Jackson. Okay, I will tag Jackson. I'm just typing hello with a bunch of O's. There we go. All right. I'm not trying to flow. Game number 3. You got the Nets hosting the Charlotte Hornets. The Nets are 8.5-point home favorites. Out for the Nets is Noah Clowney, Royce O'Neal, Dennis Smith Jr., and Ben Simmons. Cam Thomas, his status is said he'll play, so I guess Cam Thomas is playing. For the Hornets, Brandon Miller is questionable, and then out for the Hornets is LaMelo Ball, who hurt his ankle again, Nick Richards, Frank Ntilikina, and Cody Martin. Eric said I called and texted him. Good job, Eric. Shout out to you. Whoops, I'm typing the wrong game. That was the last game. There you go, chat. Eric is going with the Hornets. I'm going with the Nets. Trevin is going with the Nets. Whoops, wrong logo. All right, and then we got Stephen Vaughn, Hornets. Crushables, Nets. We got 503 going with the Nets as well. All right, everybody else should be in chat. Eric said doesn't help if he doesn't answer. Yeah, we might have to punish him. He's slumping, Eric. He didn't want to show up. Chase goes Nets. Let's see. We got Nets for Zach. Horn for Connor. Connor is going with the Horns, a.k.a. the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, Zach Nets. Aeromancer Nets. And chat is going with the New Jersey, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Nets. All right. So we got Eric, Connor, Steven going Hornets. Everybody else going Nets. Jackson going with no one. Game number... Wow, was that really game 3? Man. Okay. Game number 4. We got the Heat versus the Pacers. The Heat are 2.5-point home favorites. Injuries for this one. For Miami, Jimmy Butler will play. So will Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, Haywood Highsmith. All those guys will play. Tyler Hero is out. RJ Hampton is out. Drew Smith is out for the year. For the Pacers, TJ McConnell is questionable. Isaiah Jackson is questionable. Jalen Smith is out with a knee injury he sustained against the Portland Trail Blazers. All right, chat, here's your poll. Got Heat, whoops, I tabbed off. We got Heat, we got Pacers. There you go. I'm going to go with my Indiana Pacers. Trevin is going with the Pacers. We got 503 going with the Heat. I can't read, apparently. Don't judge me. We got Eric going with the Heat. We got Steven going with the Pacers. Crushables is Pacers. And that leaves our mods. We got Pacers for Zach and Connor. We got Heat for Chase. And Arrow is going with the Pacers. All right. So pretty even split. Not really. Majority of people going Pacers, actually. We got Eric, 503, and Chase on the Heat. Everybody else is going with the Indiana Pacers. Game number 5. We're halfway through. San Antonio hosting the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta is a 7.5-point home favorite. Out for the Hawks is Jalen Johnson, Muhammad Gee, and Kobe Buffkin. And for the Spurs, Doug McDermott is out. Jeremy Sohan will play. And Victor Wembanyama is questionable. So McDermott out, Wembanyama questionable with a hip. Chat, if you have any update on that news, please let me know. But that is what the current status is for this game. We got Hawks for Chase, Zach, Arrow, and me. So Chase, Zach, Arrow. Steven is going Hawks. Crushables is going with the Spurs. 503 is going with the Hawks. Trevin is going with the Hawks. And Eric is going with the Spurs. So waiting on Connor. Chat is Hawks 87% of the vote, which is now the leader for their double down. That is an extremely high percentage right now. You got Eric and Crushable Spurs waiting on Mr. Connor to get us rolling into the next game. Let me check the next game. I'll start typing the chat poll. You got Bulls hosting the Bucks. Connor is going with the Spurs. All right, so Connor, Eric, Crushable, Spurs. Everybody else is going with the Atlanta Hawks. Next game, as I said, the Chicago Bulls are hosting the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Milwaukee Bucks are 8-point road favorites. 8.5-point road favorites, excuse me. This is why I don't try and type the poll while I say the spread at the same time. It's too much going on for me. All right, Milwaukee, 8.5-point road favorites. You got the Bulls, you got the Bucks. The injuries for this game: Chris Middleton will play. Jake Crowder is hurt. That's it for the Bucks. For the Bulls, they're without Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan is questionable. Alex Caruso's playing, and Lonzo Ball, of course, is out for the season. So I'm going Bucks. Chat, I already know what you're going to do. Yep. We got Bucks for Stevens, so he finally believes in Dame's defense and the Blazers. You picked Bucks and Blazers today. Would you look at that? We got Bucks for Crushables. We got Bucks for 503 as well. Trevin is Bucks. Eric is Bucks. This could be a clean sweep. You got Bucks for Connor, Zach, Arrow, and Chase. Just filling it all in with green. Except for Jackson, because he ain't here. All right, game number 7. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the Utah Jazz. Minnesota is an 11-point home favorite. Injuries in this game. Out for the Timberwolves: Anthony Edwards is out. Okay, very notable injury there. Jaden McDaniels is out. Jordan McLaughlin's out. Jalen Clark's out. And then for the Jazz, They got a couple players questionable. That's Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk. Both those guys questionable. Chris Dunn is out, and Lauri Markkanen is out. So, Markkanen out, Anthony Edwards out. This game is extremely strange. Chat, let me get you your poll. Chase says he hates this game. I hate this game too. Chat, there's your poll. Given the spread line and the players out, I'm just going to take the points with the Jazz. You got Wolves for Chase and Connor. You got Jazz for Eric. You got Wolves for Trevin. Timberwolves for Arrow. For mods, you got Wolves for 503. You got Wolves for Steven. And you got Wolves for Crushables. Crushables. All right. So now we just waiting on Zach. Chat, it's 50-50. Next vote decides it. We got 22 votes in that thing, so vote in that chat poll. We got Timberwolves for chat. Barely. 52% of the vote. And we got Wolves for Zach. So it's me and Eric taking on the world, basically. There we go. Second to last game, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. The Thunder are 6-point home favorites. Chat, let me type you your poll and then get you the injury report for this one. All right, injuries for this game. For the Lakers, LeBron is questionable. So is Cam Reddish. And then out for the Lakers is Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Jared Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has yet to play this year. And then for the Thunder, they have nobody on their injury report. They are healthy and ready to go. I'm going to take the Thunder in this one. For some reason, it won't let me put in the light blue Thunder logo or the purple Lakers logo, so the colors on the picks down low are going to be a little weird. Thunder for Arrow, Chase, and Connor. Let's see, you got Thunder for Crushables. There's a lot of agreement today. You got Thunder for Steven. You got Thunder for, yeah, Thunder for 503. So Steven 503. Eric is going with the Thunder. Trevin is going with the Thunder. Bunch of Lakers haters. Zach is going with the Thunder. Chat is going with the Thunder. This might be Chat's double down. 88% of the vote. And then the final game from today is the Golden State Warriors hosting the Los Angeles Clippers. Golden State is a 2.5-point home favorite. Injuries out for the Warriors is Andrew Wiggins, Chris Paul, Gary Payton II, and Usman Garuba. For the Clippers, Norman Powell is questionable. The Clippers played last night. Norman Powell got his knee rolled into. And then out for the Clippers is Mason Plumlee and Brandon Boston Jr. All right, chat, there's your poll. I am going with the road team, the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers for Trevin, Clippers for Eric. Is this one of those days where we all do awful because we all just are thinking the same way? Golden's Tate Warriors. Okay, Golden Tate for Arrow. We got Clippers for Zach and Chase. We got, oh wait, I gotta check this. 503 is going with the Clippers. Crushables is going with the Warriors. Steven is going with the Clippers. .503 is going... Oh, I put chat instead of 503. That's what I did. Chat is going with the Clippers, though. 81% of the vote. Man, a lot of groupthink today. Connor is going with the Philadelphia Warriors. He doesn't know what year it is. I'm not surprised. And we could have a row down the middle, but Jackson, once again, late again, not sending in his picks again. But this time, he is super late because we're already all the way through. Time for double downs. 503 is going with the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. My Milwaukee Bucks. Dame Uprise, baby. We got Chase going with the Atlanta Hawks. All right. We got... let me check the rest of my text messages. Steven's double down is the Hawks as well. And then Crushable's double down is the Indiana Pacers. Blazers double down. Easy money, says Zach. The first easy money of the year. Chat, if you're new to this, easy money is the curse of all curses. So Zach has cursed your Portland Trail Blazers today. The preview for this game today, the Blazers are going to lose by like probably 35 now. Connor is going with the Charlotte Hornets. You got Eric Brandt going with the Pistons. You got Trevin going with the Thunder. So Pistons for Eric. Trevin is going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then we just need Arrow. And then Arrow, what was Chat's? Thundle down. Whatever that means. Thundle down. And then remind me what Chat's double down was. I forgot. So I assume you're going Thunder. I assume that's what that means, Arrow. Zach says, actually, I said easy money when I doubled down on the Jazz versus the Blazers recently. We won by a lot. Did you double down on the Jazz or the Blazers is the question. Chat was the Thunder. Alrighty. So anyway, thank you to everyone who participated. And guess what? Guess who just showed up? Right at the end. Right at the end. Jackson. Good old Jackson. Anyway, he said he'll send his picks in a few. Anyway, that concludes picks against the spread. Shout out to Jackson for being late for the second straight stream without being able to send his picks in beforehand. Anyway, one last look at the standings. That's how things go. Riding into today, the Blazers game tips off in approximately 6 minutes. They take on the Cavs. They've played them before. The Blazers did not have the guard play to withstand a late Cleveland run. The Blazers had a huge offensive lull down the stretch, but this team has been playing better lately, so I'm curious to see if that continues. I want to see a third straight game where Scoot Henderson hits multiple threes. Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton played great last game against a Pacers defense that isn't good. They're maybe the worst defense in the league, but they can score the ball. That's why they're a solid team. You got the Cavs, though, with a bigger front court. We saw it in mid-November. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I'm curious to see how the Blazers finish around the rim and how they deal with those shot blockers, especially Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson. And then DeAndre Ayton. Is he going to be aggressive against Jared Allen this time? Because he really wasn't all that aggressive against Jared Allen when in their first matchup. I think he hit a couple of mid-ranges, if I recall correctly, but didn't really take it at him. I thought Ayton's been a little bit more aggressive lately, and that's what you like to see. And then the battle of the benches, can the Blazers bench with Thibault, Kamara? Kamara's starting. What am I talking about? You got Thibault, you got Jabari Walker, you got Duop Reith. Duop Reith hit some shots against the Cavaliers in their first matchup. Their bigs like to stay in the paint. So can Duop Reith get going? We'll see. But really looking forward to this matchup tonight. Chat, is there anything else that we should look for? This is a game preview by committee. Anthony coming back soon. So right now, I think the target date is December 11th. Funny enough, that would be at the Los Angeles Clippers, which is, that was the first game of the year was at the Clippers, and that was the game Anthony Simons got hurt. So he gets hurt at the Clippers, comes back at the Clippers. We'll see. But if not then probably the 14th. That's a home game versus Utah. The Blazers play a bunch of home games after that. They have 5 home games in a row. Then they play at Golden State on the 23rd. And then they play more home games. They play against the Kings, then 2 home games against the Spurs twice in a row. That's a chance to see Wemby if he's healthy. In case you guys wonder why I'm looking up to my left reading off these games, I got a whiteboard now. So it's easy to just look and see the schedule because I got it all on a whiteboard. It has the entire freaking month. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. As I said, the postgame show tonight will be a little bit later, okay? Going live between 8 and 9 p.m. The game will end around 6:30. So it's going to be like an hour and a half to 2 hours delayed, but we will do a post-game show tonight to recap this game. So stay tuned for that. That'll be, of course, on the main channel. Thank you for participating in Picks Against the Spread today. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. If you want anything at halftime or after the game before our post-game show, there was a new episode of Hoops Crush talking about is Scoot a bust earlier today. Crushables, Brady, and Eric went into the Scoot saga, if you want to call it that. So definitely check that out. And then I dropped an article earlier today for 750 The Game. I've had a lot of fun putting out written content for them, talking about the Blazers having an eye towards the future in terms of some of the roster decisions they have to make, especially regarding Malcolm Brogdon and Jeremy Grant. So stay, check that out if you want to. This game going to tip off in 2 minutes. Looking forward to seeing if the Blazers can take care of business for the second game in a row. And we'll give them 3 wins in 5 games. 3-2 isn't anything too special, but for this team that lost 8 in a row, that's a nice little bounce back and just want to continue to see the young guys develop. So looking forward to that. We'll catch you with a delayed post-game show later tonight. And until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.